Hey y'all, what's up? JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, we're about to go ahead and get into our review of Love is Blind, episodes 9 through 11. Now, girl, I know that I'm late, but I hope that you guys enjoy it all the same. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. And this is Micah and Paul. There was not a whole lot to Michael and Paul when they got on the screens. Everything was pretty boring, in my honest opinion. The only thing I wanted to highlight was the fact that they made their wedding rings, which I thought was super nice, super sweet. And after seeing that they made their wedding rings and it seemed like it was more of Paul's idea than it was Micah's idea, I just knew for a fact that yeah, they would move forward in saying yes in the actual wedding. Okay. So we'll find out at a later time how things actually worked out for the both of them, whether Micah said no, whether Paul said no. I haven't gotten to that. There were some slight spoilers that popped up on my timeline, and I tried to avoid those so that I could watch the show on my own. Okay. So yeah, just know that they made their wedding rings. I thought it was very unique, very nice, and we'll see what else is going to happen. I think when they did the whole dress fitting, I feel like one of her close friends, the one that wasn't too sure about Paul, was over there kind of like bigging up the situation or something, like as though she was really happy for Micah. And the girl's just giving fake, okay? She's just giving fake at the end of the day. Micah, I hope you go back and watch the show and see that that lady is not your real friend, just like Irina wasn't, okay? But either way, good luck. Let's go ahead and move on to another couple that did not have a whole lot going on, and that would be Tiffany and Brett. Tiffany and Brett are really the ideal couple of Love is Blind, right along with Cam and Lauren, because we love us some Cam and Lauren, and I'm seeing so many fans, such as myself, love us some Tiffany and Brett. I'm super excited for them. What I just wanted to highlight was the fact that he did a really nice job taking a lot of these photographs for her when he brought her out one night, showed her all of those photos. She thought they were beautiful. She kind of got a bit emotional, and then she mentioned that she was a bit concerned and she was stressed about her family not meeting him and worried that they would not accept him based on how they went about their process, right? It's not a normal way to go about meeting your spouse. You feel what I'm saying? So, hey, she was just a little worried about that. Ooh. And I'll say, once I ended up watching it, I was thinking to myself, like, Tiffany, girl, let's not and say that we did. Let you not bring us this far along and we're over here rooting for you and Brett only for you to get down the aisle and for you to tell this man no. Because the way she was over there crying and talking about all of that, it kind of made me feel like she was going to tell him no. And I said, BIT, I'm not here for that, girl. Okay. You're going to have to see me. Okay. I already want to see Jackie, girl. So you're going to have to see me if you're going to pull on my heartstrings like this, ma'am. Okay. So, because I really like them together. I think they really, really complement each other. And I just want to see them flourish in love. You feel what I'm saying? So I like them. I love Brett for Tiffany, okay, and vice versa. So they didn't really have a whole lot going on, not a lot that I cared to jot down, but that was primarily their situation, okay? So let's see who we have next. Who do I have over here that's next, okay? Yes, excuse me. Let's do Bliss and Paul, all right? So they meet with the family. I believe he met with Bliss's family first, okay? He meets with her family and tells them about him loving another woman. So, they want to know the spiel. So he goes into the entire spiel of how he ended up getting with Irina and all this other stuff and him making a bad choice and not wanting to be with her at the end of the day. He explained everything and how he realized he made the wrong decision. He opens up about his background and all and about his mom. I think he could have told them about his mom being a stripper. Don't quote me, but I know he just said he grew up with a different background. He grew up with the struggle life. And when he's met different women, he felt as though he was being judged for that struggle life. And I don't know if people really be judging you for, I don't know. I'm not in his world to really know for sure. But it's like I feel like people will judge you and your character before they judge you and how you grew up. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't get to choose honestly how you grow up in the world. You don't get to make that decision. You just grow up and deal with whatever, comes with it. So maybe it was certain characteristics or habits or things that you learned growing up in that way, and maybe they judge that part of you. I'm not sure, but that's how he's taking it, okay? So yeah, he opens up about his background and all. He connected with the family, but they wanted to make sure that he is right for their daughter after hurting her, okay? They wanted to make sure, and I was with the family like, yeah, make sure he the right one. You know what I'm saying? Bliss seems to be happy, so whatever Bliss want, I'm going to rock with. but they had every right to like, hey, is you the right dude though, because you did this, BIT, what you gonna do later on down the road. So her mom tells him that if her daughter chooses him, then she'll be his mom too, after learning that his mom has passed away and everything that she learned about him and his background. I thought that was really sweet, and I was like, oh, I was really happy for her. Now she ended up meeting her raggedy daddy. The daddy was not here for the entire process and felt the way. And them talking about how they love each other, the daddy was like, y'all don't even know each other like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm over here when Bliss talked about how the dad and her mom ended up getting a divorce. I was over here like, and yeah, you knew her mama for how long and still it didn't work out? Yeah, cut it the hell out, okay? But I understood where the dad was coming from a bit, because a lot of family members take it that way for the most part, but then ultimately they want whatever's going to make you happy, even though it don't make sense to them. But her dad was just very rude as fuck about it, in my opinion. He was rude as hell, and I wish Bliss would have really I wish Bliss would have ate him up about the whole divorce and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He was just being rude for no damn reason. And it's like, who is this lady you got sitting next to you? Is this her stepmama? Could this possibly be a woman that you cheated on her mama with? And now you got this lady sitting over here at the table in her business. Like, who is this lady sitting next to you? I don't know who she was, but that's what was going on. Bliss tried to give her dad a bit of pushback. The daddy was not featuring it. He wasn't trying to hear it. He still was being over there rude as hell and disrespectful. Girl, that's you, girl. Good luck. And let's say keep going. Who else do I have next? Okay. Next up, we have Kwame and Chelsea. So they're shopping. I feel like I got a lot of notes on Kwame and Chelsea. So let's talk about them. So they shopping in the store, and Kwame really seems to be very annoyed by Chelsea. Okay. He says that she came at him confrontational. Like when he asked her how she was doing, whether she was okay, she looked at him and was like, do I look okay? Or whatever it was that he said. Like, do I look okay? Do I seem okay? Why you asking me, am I okay? So he kind of was like, dang, like, why you getting an attitude with me? So he was feeling a way about that. Kwame says that he is going through a lot and he feels like she's suffocating him. And I'm like, she is, bro. And it's like the way we're looking at it, she's very much so suffocating you. Like, she's so happy to have somebody. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, even if they saying yes to each other, I just don't see it lasting, y'all. I really don't. I give them like a year, maybe two, and then I see reports saying Kwame and Chelsea haven't gotten a divorce. I really do. I just don't see it being like, I think she's just annoying. I love Chelsea, or not love, but I really like Chelsea on the show. But some stuff, it was really killing me because it was showing her being extremely desperate just to say that she had a man. You know what I'm saying? And a black one at that. Like, I don't know, Chelsea. It was somebody I didn't like you, okay? I feel like Kwame was not into her based on how he was showing himself on camera. It looks like he was not interested at all. So either it was that he really wasn't interested in her, or he was just really frustrated about certain things about her. What else? She says that she doesn't want to wait a week and that she pretty much wanted to go ahead and marry that man that day. Like, she didn't want to wait a week. And I'm like, dang. I don't know, like, okay, girl. Um, she seemed to be smitten. She was smitten as hell by this man, and I'm just like, what? Are you smitten off the idea of having somebody? You know what I'm saying? So he brings up their mourning and how she likes to chase the fight and make everything confrontational. So he talks about that. She says that he nitpicks at everything, but I think that she nitpicks at everything. So I mean, they might be the same bit. While she over there nitpicking, he nitpicking at stuff too, and maybe that's just something natural that you're gonna do when you first get with a person, and now they have to conform to your world. It's gonna be a lot of nitpicking going on. So Kwame meets with his family at some point. No, I'm sorry. He meets with her family, and one of her family members pulled him to the side. And I just didn't like that whole interaction because I felt like, ma'am, are you going to listen to some of the things he has to say? The family member to me was doing more talking than she was doing listening to what the hell Kwame had to say. I'm like, you supposed to be getting to know him. She just jumping in and talking and not letting him finish and stuff. And I'm like, girl, I see where you get it, Chelsea, girl. I see where you get it, honey. So Chelsea talks with Kwame, and Well, let me go back. Kwame has yet to get approval from his mom when it comes to marrying her. All right. Chelsea doesn't really care whether he gets the approval or not, because it's all about what Chelsea wants at the end of the day. And she wants to be married to him. I see this being such an issue later on down the road. And I feel like it's going to really be an issue for Kwame, because he's also not setting the standard or the expectation that he wants to be followed within the relationship. So Kwame is going to go along with whatever it is Chelsea wants, right? You already see that he was already a bit hesitant. But, I think they continue to just move forward in a relationship. And I just think over time, and then we also know that he was willing or thinking about relocating and moving to where she's at. So it seems like, as he said, you're getting everything that you want. I'm not really getting a whole lot. So I think as time goes on and progresses, and when he can no longer monetize off of said relationship with Chelsea, it's going to be a problem. And that's why I say shortly after that, he's going to file for a divorce from this lady. I give it like 2 years. If she's the one that decides to file for a divorce, that's fine. But I just don't see y'all going the distance like Lauren and Cameron. Or even the other two couple. The other two, I can't even think of their name. Was it Hamilton and somebody? I can't think of their name. From Lauren's season. But yeah, I don't see y'all going the distance. I see Kwame as an opportunist. And like I said, once he can't monetize, he's going to leave, because he's the one that's changing so much of his damn life to fit into your life, Miss Chelsea. And I think that's going to get annoying as hell. But that's just my opinion, girl. What else is going on? So, yeah, Chelsea talks with Kwame and tells him she's happy to marry him until he says she won't get his last name until he gets approval from his mama. Well, then what's the point in getting married if she not gonna get the last name? But let me tell y'all something. Chelsea gonna go along with what the hell ever, because she just want to have a man to say that she got a man, that she just want to be married to say that she married. You see what I'm saying? So, girl, it is what it is, honey. Not you done sat up here and told this lady we can get married all day, but you ain't get my last name till my mama approves. What? Yikes. So Kwame comes with the excuses and basically uses his mom, in my opinion, as the reason for why they may not move forward, because her blessing is that important to him. But it's really because I personally felt like he wasn't in love with Chelsea. I don't care what he said on that altar. I just don't think he was really there. I think he wanted to commit to the opportunity and whatever fame or whatever comes after that. And then he's going to dip, in my personal. All right. But that's that on them for the moment. I think that's pretty much, yeah, we'll probably come back to more about them shortly. But let's go ahead and move on to the other couple that is just crazy. All right. And this is Jackie and Marshall. So he wants her to lay it out for him and tell him what she needs from him, etc. And she doesn't really want to talk. She don't, y'all know Jackie is a poor communicator. She don't know how to communicate. She only knows how to be toxic. She only knows how to cause issues, have the man run up behind her. They have sex, never resolve anything, and then just move on in life. Like, Jackie has trauma, in my personal opinion, and she needs therapy. She did not need to be on this show, but maybe she did need to be on this show for it to expose a lot about herself, for her to go and get the help that she needs. Okay. So he says that he was left with a big question mark from her. She tells him they are fine. And he tells her about the advice Brett gave him. He says it's time to protect his feelings and not sugarcoat anything based on her feelings. He wants to talk before she heads to work tomorrow and all of that. But she still doesn't want to talk. She wants to go to bed. At this point, she's like, I don't want to have no conversation. I want to talk. But he's like, I don't want to go to bed with anything unresolved. Like, let's clear this out now, because if we don't, you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to go to work, you're going to be gone all day. And then it's just another day of us repeating and doing the same thing over and over again. Right. So the ladies and the guys at a later time end up meeting for a wedding fitting. And Kwame doesn't have any friends on the show. And maybe that's because everybody is out there in Portland, that where he's from, versus Seattle, which is why somebody from the pods ended up coming as a friend of his. So I'm like, okay, then I guess maybe that's why nobody showed up, because maybe it was all last minute, I suppose. But anywho, Tiffany ended up texting Brett while they were there, letting him know, like, yo, is Marshall there? And he was like, yeah, Marshall here, what's up? Well, I just want to let you know that Jackie did not show up for her dress fitting. He was like, what? She was like, yeah. So Marshall's over there and he's having a full conversation about, loving Jackie and all this other stuff and this and that, hyping it up to his friends, only for Brett to pull him to the side and say, yo, I just want to give you a heads up. Like, your girl didn't even show up. So why you over here bragging and doing whatever it is that you're doing and talking about her and getting fitted and over here being all excited, you might want to calm that down. Because Miss Ma'am did not show up for that dress fitting and she's done. That was effed up. That was effed up. She was wrong for that. She didn't have to do that man like that. So, what else happened? So now what they did show us on the flip was that this BITCH ended up linking up with Josh instead. And Josh sat up there and apologized to her and says losing her was his biggest regret. Whew. Now, as much as I want to drag the hell out of Josh, I have to accept the fact that Josh, he had every right to fight for what it is that he wanted. You know what I'm saying? He really should have fought then at that time because honestly, who is Marshall to try and threaten that man? Like, she made her decision, gone, da-da-da-da, woo-da-woo. Because if that was a woman that did that, I'm sure I would have felt the way. So now we sitting over here with him trying to force Josh out the picture. Like, Josh should have really fought more harder. So if he wants to have that sit down, I can't really fault him for having that sit down. I think it's just more so about Miss Jackie and how I feel like she about knew who it is that she wanted, but she played with Marshall, even though, she said she chose Marshall because she knew that Marshall was something that she needed, but she also knew that she really wasn't ready for it. But anyway, let's keep going. So he apologizes and said losing her was his biggest regret. He tells her that he does love her and wants to be with her. Jackie was immediately attracted to him as soon as she saw him all over again. For real, because that's really her type. Josh, in my personal opinion, walks around with fuckboy energy. And that is the type of energy that Jackie likes. And I think also that's the type of energy that Jackie tries to tame. I feel like the same way Marshall was trying to tame Jackie, like love me, see me. That's the battle that Jackie is going to go through with Josh. So she tells Josh that she can't marry him because she's too scared to marry. Like, that's something that she's afraid of. She says, I'm afraid of legally being married. Then she tells Josh that Marshall is just too sensitive for her. Okay. And then you go get with somebody that's not gonna be in touch with their emotions and they're gonna put your ass through the ringer. So anywho, she tells Josh that she can't marry him, whatever the case is. She says, but she is willing to be with him and see where it goes from there. So this is her confirming that she is now in a relationship with Josh while not completely cutting things off with Marshall. That's messed up. So Jackie meets with Marshall and tells him that it's an outside world beyond them, then tries to blame him for wanting to talk as one of the reasons she wanted to leave. What? Like, girl, you are a narcissist, you are a manipulator, and you're everything that comes with being a narcissist. I don't care what nobody says. And it's the fact that you sit up there trying to gaslight this man and then flip everything on him like he was the fucking problem when the whole time the problem was you. Every little thing that your weak ass did, that man sat up there and he consoled you when he had your fucking back. Okay? And then you want to flip it and make it seem like he's the problem. No, bitch, you need help. Period. So then she tries to blame him for wanting to talk as one of the reasons why she wanted to leave. She tells him he needs a lot of security. He needs a lot of security and how he requires a lot as well. And it's just like, that's some shit that a fuck nigga would tell a woman. Like, you just require a whole lot. You just require a whole lot. Like, what? No, you just aren't able to give anything. You don't have the capacity to give what you don't have. And it's obvious that we're in two different places. But because you're so unsure and uncertain and don't want to be fucking alone, you're willing to play with my emotions and drag me along with the bullshit you got going on. Like, that's what it was giving to me. Okay, ma'am. But let's keep going. Tell me something. He required a lot. No, he didn't. But he put up with a lot of your bullshit. While you talking, you require a lot. You need a lot of security. It's just a lot, No, bitch, you're a lot. Girl, I have not seen a reunion, but I really want one of them girls to cuss her the dog fuck out. Like, for real. The dog fuck out. Anywho, she tells him she can't love him because she's attracted to Josh. Bitch, you should have told him I can't love you because I'm in a relationship with Josh. That's what you should have said. And she says she doesn't want to be with him anymore, but wouldn't tell him that she was already with Josh when the man was asking her. She says that she's going to I don't know, I'm going to find that out. Like, girl, what? Girl, what? Ugh. So he says he wants his ring back because she doesn't deserve it. And she says, I'm keeping the ring. I'm keeping the ring, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, for what? You're not going to use it for shit, bitch. Like, what's the reason that you want to hold on to this ring? For what? Go and get that man. You don't deserve it. He was right. She does not deserve it. But Marshall says, I'm gonna let you keep that ring. And he says, and every time you look at that ring, I hope it reminds you of what you passed up on. I said, well, come on, Marshall, let's eat. Let it remind her. Let it remind her of this process and the L that she took. Because it wasn't the L of the love, okay? It wasn't the love that she took, girl. It was the loser. That's what it was. It was the loss that she took. Every time she look at that ring, but what's the point in having it? You gonna continue to wear it so that you can floss around and fake like you engaged to Josh? Is that's what it's giving? And then she want to come back and say that, oh, well, he didn't even buy the ring. Production bought the ring, XYZ, and I still agree with him. You don't deserve it. So get a ring back so he can give it back to production. Like, excuse me? Girl, not trying to sit up here, play with this man's emotions, then dump this man, and then have the audacity to want to keep the fucking ring. Girl, I wish she had somebody there that could have folded your ass up for real. But anywho, what I loved for him was him just saying, you can have that fucking ring, girl. Girl, fuck you. Like, you can have it. It's going to remind you every time of the L's, okay? The L that you took passing up on me, period. So I felt really bad for Marshall. But it's all good because Marshall's going to rebound. He going to rebound with a woman that is ready for him. And he deserves that. He deserves somebody that's ready for him, somebody that's not going to try and change him drastically. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's going to be some changes that's going to come with the new relationship. But it's going to be a person that's not going to tell you that you're doing too much or you require too much. It's going to be just enough for who you get. So it is what it is. Fuck that. Anywho, so celebration time. Chelsea's talking with her homegirls, and this is primarily what I captured. I think I only captured two things at the celebration time. Chelsea talking to her homegirls, overhyping her relationship with Kwame. Like, everything is so amazing, and we're so in love, and Kwame's this and Kwame's that. And oh my God, Kwame. Only to tell them that his mama won't be at the damn wedding. Girl, shut up, Chelsea. She lying, saying her relationship is the most healthiest that she has ever had. Meanwhile, we ain't seen none of that. None of that. And honestly, Chelsea, I will say this. I feel like that's probably the only relationship that you ever had the way you be up there acting over Kwame, girl. Yikes. Girl, and Kwame, you must have stretched out your hairline around the front or something, because I don't know what you had going on the first time. Maybe you had the mohawk thing or something. But I can appreciate you letting your hair grow around, more around your forehead, because, girl, and I'm not talking about you, but I'm just highlighting, what I think looks better on you. That's all that I'm doing, okay? So it went from just a little section here to you spraying it out. Like, yeah, let that grow out. And then I want you to get to a point where you cut that off. Okay, just go ahead and shave that off. Okay, stop trying to hold on to some stuff. But let's keep going. Okay, you're gonna do what you want to do anyway, because that's just how you is. Now, Kwame says that Seattle is overpriced and it's overrated. I don't see him moving, which is what I was thinking. I didn't see him moving, and I just felt like if he does that, it's also going to be him continuing to move to the beat of Chelsea's drum, and that seems to be something that was really like pressing him and annoying him. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, I didn't think that he was going to, go through with it. All right, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, all that great stuff. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.